All right, so this video is for those of you who would like to add boudoir photography to your list of services. All right, so you might be doing wedding photography, a lot of engagement work, even family portraiture, and then you've decided, I've gotten a few requests. It sounds like something that I could do. I think boudoir photography is for me, okay? But before you get into that, you should probably consider some things that are pretty important, before getting started. And I put together 10 tips that should help you do that. Okay, let's start with tip number 1. Study and understand the genre. Okay, this is a really specialized kind of photography. It's not like any other, all right? So you want to go ahead and, before you get started and decide what kind of boudoir photography you want to do, because there are more than, there's more than one type and there's more than one style of boudoir, you probably want to go ahead and take a look around and see what other photographers are doing. Familiarize yourself with different styles and aesthetics and the techniques involved. So I would suggest that you look around and sort of identify styles that look like something that you'd be comfortable shooting and that maybe you might have a knack for in terms of lighting and just overall mood and effect of certain types of boudoir. Tip 2, build a strong portfolio. Okay, this is very important. This is how clients are going to decide whether to hire you or not. They're going to take a look at your previous work to gauge your skills and your style. And, in order to build that portfolio, you can start working with some friends who might be willing to pose for you and, allow you to use their pictures in exchange for the photos for themselves, or just the experience of, doing a boudoir shoot. Also, you can hire models or work with some models on a TFP basis. Whatever you do, just, put some pictures together, sort of get the idea of what you can do for starters, and then where you might want to go with this. The idea is to have a good portfolio that showcases what you're good at as far as boudoir goes. And once you get that out there, it's going to be a lot easier to, entice those clients in, or to have your current clients kind of trust you with a shoot like this. Now, as far as putting your first few pictures together and just getting started with all this, I have some resources below. Go ahead and check that out in the description, and that'll help you get your portfolio started. Tip number 3, develop your technical skills. Boudoir photography is not like your average portrait or corporate headshot, okay? You're going to need to be confident with the technical aspects of photography, like lighting and composition and even post work, There's a lot of retouching involved in boudoir. Sometimes even a little reshaping. You're not going to want to do that on your own. That's something you do if the client requests it. If they're okay with it. You don't just want to reshape them without their permission. They can kind of take offense to that. So, but those technical skills are important. You're going to be using different styles of lighting. You're going to be working with shadows and angles that you wouldn't do with regular portraiture. So you want to practice these different lighting styles and techniques for your boudoir work. Tip number 4 is create a comfortable and safe environment. And this doesn't just mean where you're going to shoot, because quite often that really doesn't matter. What it means is it's more about the vibe. It's more about your rapport with your client. And establishing this rapport begins on first contact, whether that's something they see on your socials or on your website. So that's the first step. And then once they meet you, you don't want to creep anybody out, whether you're a female photographer or a male photographer. You want them to feel comfortable with you. And so how do you do that? Not only do you find out what their comfort level is with certain things, and you've got to discuss what types of photography that they're really looking for in terms of boudoir, but you've got to communicate your boundaries too, right? You're also going to want to address any concerns that they have, and you want to ensure their privacy and confidentiality. Tip number 5, network and collaborate. If you're just getting started with this type of work, you want to connect with models and makeup artists and stylists and other professionals in the industry that can help you out at different shoots. And over time, as you're building your portfolio, you're going to find the people that you think that that you're going to be able to work with in actual paid client shoots. Tip number 6, offer a unique value proposition. That's a business term for marketing, but what it really means is differentiate yourself somehow, right? Don't just be just another boudoir photographer, whatever that means. You want to be able to show that you're different. You bring something unique to the table. There can be things that you might think that wouldn't necessarily be a good selling point as far as you're concerned, but, anything can be. I mean, it really depends on the clients out there. For example, I asked a client once, hey, there's plenty of female boudoir photographers out there. Why did you pick a male photographer? And she told me, well, basically, I was just comfortable with your marketing. And, to be honest, I wanted a man's eye. I'm giving these pictures to my guy. So that made sense to her. It made sense to me. But what also makes sense is where some clients just feel more comfortable with a woman. Obviously, a woman's eye can be a good thing when it comes to boudoir. But again, generally, you just want to bring something unique to the table and look at what you do, look at your style, look at the way that you marketed yourself already, and you'll find something that will differentiate yourself. Tip 7, make sure you develop a good pricing structure. Now, that's something that there are plenty of resources out there. There are people who love to give this kind of advice, and a lot of pricing has to do with your location, your region. So it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It has to do with, how much competition you have in your area. But never forget that one of the factors when it comes to pricing is you. It's the value that you bring to your clients. Side note, stay away from really lowballing clients, okay? That's about all I'm going to say about that. Tip number 8, market yourself effectively. Develop a strong online presence by creating a website. Make sure you get that stuff on your socials, especially Instagram. Maybe dedicate an Instagram account just for your boudoir, maybe a section of your website, or even a whole other website that's just dedicated to your boudoir. You really want to showcase that work. That's how people are going to know what you do, what your style is, and whether or not it clicks with them. Tip number 9, practice professionalism and ethics. Treat your clients with respect. Prioritize, professionalism in the way that you treat them. And that means throughout the process. And it's not just for them, it's for you too. Make sure that you get a model release. Make sure that you ask them if you want to use pictures of them in your promotional material. Ask them for testimonials. Word of mouth is really good too. Being professional is really key to growing your business. And tip number 10, make sure that you're constantly learning and improving. All right, photography is always evolving. There's always new things to learn. And let's face it, however much you work, you're going to sort of get in a groove. Don't just stick to what you do. Expand on it. Experiment. Try different things. You're going to find things, even with your experimental photography, that you're going to be able to bring into your actual paid work. You might want to attend workshops. That can be good sometimes. Talk to people in forums, maybe you can find some boudoir photography forums. Get feedback from other photographers. You don't want to listen to all the feedback, but pick and choose what makes sense to you. Like I said, check the video description below. I'll have some links down there that can help you out with all that. And remember, building a successful boudoir photography side of your business does take time, effort, and dedication. But do good, solid work, keep your clients happy, and you should be able to build up that side of your business in a reasonable amount of time. I guess that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.